The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra just came out and everyone and their mothers are talking about it because it's a beast inside and out. Well, it's supposed to be. But specs aside, what can it actually do? Like, how powerful is it? What are its limits? What exactly is the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra capable of?
First, the cameras. The Ultra can see at normal range, long range, and really long range. But it can also see at really close range too. If you switch to the selfie camera, then it'll be able to take pictures at normal range and it can go a tiny bit wider.
Now that same selfie camera can shoot at 4K at up to 60 frames per second. My actual camera, the one I use for YouTube, can't even do that. If you want to switch to the back-facing cameras, which you can do in the same exact video, then it also records at 4K at 60 frames per second if you wanted to.
If you try to shoot slow motion though, or what Samsung calls super slow-mo, you see that the Ultra isn't technically as good as the regular S20 or S20 Plus, because it shoots in 720p HD at 480 frames per second, then digitally alters it to 960 frames per second, while the regular S20s just shoot at 1080p Full HD and 960 frames per second straight. A crazy thing all the S20s do though, including the Ultra, is record video in 8K resolution at 24 frames per second. 8K. Now people are perfectly fine with 1080p, and a lot of people even think 4K is overkill, but the S20 Ultra can double that. 1 minute of that 8K file is about 800 megabytes, so 10 minutes would be about 8 gigabytes. The entire 4K video you're watching right now isn't even up to 3 gigabytes.
I wanted to show you the raw 8K video, but I put it on my laptop and my laptop didn't want to laptop anymore. That just shows how powerful the S20 Ultra is.
Speaking of power, this is probably the most powerful phone ever made on paper. I haven't used it for too long, but right now in my hands, it feels very powerful. With the minimum of 12 gigabytes of RAM in the Ultra, going up to 16 gigabytes, apps simply just don't close in the background. You can even set specific apps to never lose their RAM spot, so they will never ever close on you. Also, with the quick UFS 3.0 storage and the ability to add an SD card of up to 1 terabyte, you can even use the S20 Ultra as a computer with Samsung DeX and do laptop things as well as phone things. The S20 Ultra by itself is also very fast and smooth. In fact, it feels as smooth as the smoothest device I have ever used in my life, the iPad Pro. That's mostly because it can match the 120Hz refresh rate of the iPad. The screen has to be in 1080p HD mode for this though. If you want it to be in 2K 1440p, which is sharper, you have to go back to the 60Hz refresh rate that most phones have. Apart from these though, the screen itself is still great regardless. It's probably the best phone screen in the world right now and probably will be until the next Samsung phone overthrows it. In fact, DisplayMate said that the S20 Ultra screen is visually indistinguishable from perfect. Oh, by the way, the Ultra is technically capable of using both the 2K resolution and the 120Hz refresh rate, but Samsung doesn't let you do that for some reason. Maybe it's for the battery life. I haven't used it enough to test how good and how long the battery lasts, but it has a massive 5,000 milliamp hours of battery. And reviewers I trust have said,
the bigger the battery, the better, and this one's getting 2 big thumbs up from me. We know 5,000 milliamp hours is huge, but I was just a tiny bit worried about how well it would do powering a giant, bright, 6.9-inch, 120Hz display. Turns out, it's perfectly fine. I've been getting consistently 6+ hours of screen on time at the end of every day, easy, with battery to spare, heavy stuff, gaming, a lot of navigation while driving, and I've never killed it in a single day, so I don't even worry about it anymore.
Now, if you want to charge it, it supports fast wired and wireless charging, and if you want it to charge you or your devices, it supports reverse wireless charging. Also, if you want to be watching YouTube videos or listening to music, you want good speakers, and the S20 Ultras sound like this.
After party, sipping Bacardi, girl, you ain't come here to play tonight. Shawty, looking too naughty.
For a reference point, the iPhone 11 Pro Max sounds like this.
Girl, your body loves to party. That behind, girl, your past is bright. Whenever you're in my sights, baby girl, you're my favorite. You're my favorite girl. Baby, you're my favorite.
And the iPad Pro sounds like this.
If they mess with you, then they mess with me. Coming for the throat, make sure that they choke. Girl, I put a love letter in this MP3. Open up the cupboard and you my cockroach. You don't have to flee. I want your disease and all the things around you and within. In fact, just bring everything. And girl,
Also, the S20 Ultra has a feature called Dolby Atmos, and they affect the sound like this.
Ever since you walked in through the door, it is you I'm living for. I want the intimacy. Like girl, I would do mine being yours. Like raising little girls, little boys. Junior needs to pick up all his toys. What am I saying? Need to slow it. But see them goals that talk about, yeah, that's us.
There are two speakers that produce the sounds on the Ultra. One's right here, and I want you to see if you can find the other one. Right? It's actually right here. It's pretty hard to see, right? It's even hard to spot in person. Let me know, were you able to find it? And don't you lie to me, because I'll know. If you want to use headphones though, first you got to make sure they're Bluetooth headphones, because if they're wired, you're going to need a dongle. Or just USB-C headphones. But if they're Bluetooth though, you're good. Actually, the S20 Ultra, like other Samsung flagships, can connect to 2 different Bluetooth headphones and play music on both of them at the same time. So that's pretty cool. It does some other cool and useful stuff like using Face Unlock, although I can already tell it's less consistent than Apple's implementation. So you're going to want to use the in-screen fingerprint sensor, which is more consistent. It also is a consistent fingerprint magnet though, but you can always wash it off because the Ultra is waterproof.
Scratch that. Not waterproof, water resistant. Water resistant. Be careful.
It also has a kids mode for your kid. It has focus mode to help you avoid distractions from your phone and keep your life in focus. It has a ruler for measuring whatever you want to measure. That's 5 inches or less. Some of you might find that useful. And it has a surface level indicator to tell you how flat or not flat the surface is. It has a tally counter to count your tallies. It has a compass in case, you know, you're lost at sea. And like other Samsung flagships, it has a gift creator to make you the creator of your own gifts. And it also has the new and improved Bixby, or so they say. Let's see. Yo, Bixby, are you better than the Google Assistant?
I think I'm my own biggest competition.
I feel you, Bixby. Yo, respect, respect.
Lastly, the S20 Ultra has new and improved glass. So can it handle a drop from about yay high? Well, let's see. Stop. We don't do that here. This isn't I am Paul Ability rig everything. Stop it. How about you buy your own and then you drop it and then let me know what happens in the comments below, okay? Cool. See you next time.
See, the S20 Ultra seems great, but Samsung phones always do a lot of stuff, you know? Do they do it well though? Well, you have to experience the S20 Ultra to find out. I mean, you can watch reviews on YouTube, but a review only says so much, you know? If only there was a way to experience the S20 Ultra through YouTube. Like if there was a YouTuber out there that didn't just review it, but made you feel like you've used it. Like you've experienced it through him or her or him. Does a YouTuber like that even exist though? Like, where would I even find content like that? I just want to experience the S20 Ultra without like paying $1,500 for it, you know? Is that even possible? Yes. Yes, it is.